An appeals conference actually looks like a more intimate conversation between the appeals officer, who is usually a CPA or an attorney or an examiner who has gotten enough training to be moved up out of exam and into appeals. A meeting between them, the taxpayer, if they're willing to sit, which I would often encourage, and a representative, assuming they have a representative. And at this point, by the time an actual meeting has occurred, the appeals officer has already got a good amount of information about the case. They've seen the examiner's write-up, and they've seen the appeal protest, which, if done correctly and well, is going to lay out the taxpayer's position of the case with respect to what are the facts, what is the law that's controlling here, and what's the analysis. At that point, it's a conversation. Again, it's an opportunity for the appeals officer to put a face and a voice to the names that they see and the numbers they see in writing. So having that emotional connection between a taxpayer and appeals officer actually can be very beneficial. And it's a good opportunity, that initial conference, for potentially an offer from the appeals officer to settle the case, or a request for some information that could put them in a position to be able to offer a settlement. So it's really critical to come as prepared as possible, be ready to discuss the issues thoroughly, because you may or may not get more conferences. It really depends on the appeals officer, their caseload, and how invested they are. And the more invested they are in the case will really depend on what they see from the taxpayer or the tax representative, as to how prepared they are and how much it seems like the case could be settled to avoid having to go to tax court.